Hey yo, I'm Flynt.
And I'm Lena.
Welcome back to Queer Dice Rolls, the podcast where two queer, neurodivergent, and chronically ill bards try working out their pasts, identities, and problems, one conversation at a time.
Join us as we, once again, fail our deception checks and share just a little too much.
Hi, Lena.
Hi, Flynt. And hi to our guest today, Buck. Welcome to Queer Dice Rolls.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Yay.
Like we didn't just talk for the last hour and a half.
I was trying to make it organic. Awesome. We're so happy that you're still here because we have been talking for the last hour and a half. But now we get to talk about the really fun stuff.
We get to talk about the Dragon's Donuts.
The Dragon's Donuts. We are so excited. Obviously, all three of us love this campaign. But first, We're going to start with our traditional first question. How did you get into TTRPGs?
So when I was in a freshman in high school, I discovered because I'd heard about TTRPGs and stuff like that. But I'd never, and some of my friends playing it, but I didn't really get into it until I played World of Darkness. And World of Darkness is like a D10 system that's heavy on the role play and storytelling. As a matter of fact, you call the DM the storyteller. And
is this kind of like Vampire Masquerade?
That was the very first set of rules was Vampire the Masquerade. Then it's Werewolf. Then it's called the Werewolf the Apocalypse, and then it's Changeling. And I forgot what it was, Changeling something. And then they came out with Mage. And Mage was the one, Mage the Ascension. That's the one that piqued my interest because the magic system was so you can do anything you want and just describe it using a combination of 9 different spheres of magical influence. Oh. And so I thought that was a really awesome way to cast spells, and there were rotes and spells and stuff like that, but the theme, the thing of Mage the Ascension is that a mage has a certain paradigm, a certain way that they think, and through their avatar, which is their source of power, basically, they can manipulate reality according to that paradigm. And so it just really piqued my interest. And then I had a few friends that were a little older than me that were playing it, like Bardus. And but I hadn't met Bardus yet. I had just seen my older friends play it, and then I got invited to play, and I played a guitar playing Cult of Ecstasy mage that
Cult of Ecstasy.
Cult of Ecstasy, yeah. And they were all about mind magic, which is one of the 9 spheres. It was mind, and so it was all about basically inducing states of euphoria to achieve higher states of being. And cultists, as they were called, believed that nirvana came through, a kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent about about my first TTP.
It's okay.
I'm
loving it.
we're deep in the weeds here, guys. Okay, so World of Darkness, right? I played a Cult of Exorcist. I played a guitar player, and I was with a bunch of people, and it was this really cool setting, and there were people wearing makeup and outfits, and there were candles. I could barely see the rule book, right? Oh, and it was just it was so
very atmospheric.
Yes, very atmospheric, right? I could just imagine what their vampire games were like. So
that's so fun.
Right. It was such a blast. And then that snowballed into, okay, well, let me see what else is out there. And then I got into like Rollmaster and GURPS and Riffs and Palladium, and then eventually into Dungeons and Dragons, because, I was like, Dungeons and Dragons is like the normie TTRPG. Like I'm not a normie. I don't play normie RPG, so, but then, 3.5 came out and, got some traction with a group that I'd been playing with for a long time. And because we like things crunchy, and 3.5 was, crunchy for us. It wasn't. Yeah. So and then after I got out of high school, I eventually, let's see here. Yeah. Mid to late 20s, got in with a group of friends, and we met every week for, let's see here. Yeah. Until I left Texas, right? 6 years ago. So that's, 15 years or so, just meeting every week and playing.
It's going to be one day.
Right. Just whatever game, like all those systems that I had named off and more, we'd be running a different game every few months. And, but that group was very crunchy dungeon crawl. We're just get together as friends. It's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? It was very surface level hangout time.
Yeah, it's the essentially this is replacing watching the football game or
100%.
Yeah.
And how did you ever DM for that group? Like, how often did you DM?
Yeah, everybody DM'd. Everybody took turns DMing. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that introduced them to 5th edition. And so
that makes sense.
Yeah, they definitely weren't the group that would ever want to play World of Darkness. That's they just don't have the attention span or what would you call it, investment in that kind of game. Yeah.
There's not the emotional investment of like, this is how I have friends.
And I don't want to DM or story tell a table of joke characters. That's,
I've actually never really been at a table with joke characters.
Well, yeah, I mean, we always did. I'm saying, in the right system. But World of Darkness,
if you're actually RPing, I feel like it's not fun unless it's everybody doing it, and the setting lends itself to everybody being goofy.
Okay, yes.
The closest I ever got to a joke character was a very not joke character named Klept the Collector. He wasn't a joke character though. Like I guess he could be viewed as that, but like I took it very seriously. He had kleptomania and was a goblin that was like it was in one of the evil campaign, like orc campaigns or whatever.
Nice.
But I don't think he's a joke.
No, but that's the kind of character that somebody could play as a joke.
For sure, but
no, he wasn't a joke.
I don't know if you're capable of playing a joke character.
I care too much about everything.
Yeah, you do. Like, you would be able to. I don't think the three of us would probably all have a hard time playing a joke character.
Yes, even when I played with them, I was the role player. Right? I was the one that was always trying to pull them into some drama.
You were the wrangler.
Speaking of non-joke characters,
yes,
obviously we want to talk about Kayleen. But first,
a word from our characters. The world is rough right now, my loves. Let's take a moment to show ourselves some kindness. My name is Mirth, and I'm here for all your needs. First, take a deep breath and let yourself have a pause. And another. Now, try to find one thing that you're thankful for. It can be big or small or anywhere in between. Search for a moment, a person, a meal, a book, a TV show, or maybe even a favorite t-shirt. Just hold that gratitude in your heart and mind for a couple more breaths. I know things are hard right now for people like us, but you aren't alone. If nothing else, know there is a tiefling bard out there that cares that you exist and wants for you to be able to smile. If only for a split second, let yourself have some joy and some peace. If you ever feel like you need someone to talk to, I'd be happy to listen. Remember, my loves, I am so glad to have you in my audience. The world wouldn't be the same without you. And we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
And we're here with Buck, as we said before.
Hello.
Who is a member of our Dragon Centers campaign, which is why we invited you to talk to us today, because we're talking about that campaign first. Very formative and life-changing, I think, for all of us.
Yeah, you said you listened to us talk about it. We've started to record a little bit ahead, so we've already had our conversation with Bardis.
Okay.
But this game was just different for me. I've played a lot more than Lena has, and you've played a lot more than I have. But did you also feel like this game was special in some way, or what does it mean to you?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I just want to say that, as I've said before, Bardis is a bit of an abjuration wizard. So for you to be able to get our attention, basically break through his obfuscation and say, "Hey, nice shirt." Like,
I know, I don't.
that was such a inquisitive rogue thing to do. And
Really?
you basically just, we had a lock spell up and you just went, "No, nice shirt," and unlocked it, and we met. So it's like,
I know both of y'all are both you never told me that. That's the best part about all of this. This is coming out on the podcast. They never said, "It's insane that you even noticed we existed."
Yeah.
It was never said to me before this podcast.
Really. Yeah. Like, you're the only person that acknowledged our existence, except for the people that signed our stuff and took pictures with us, that we paid to take pictures with us, the cast of Critical Role. Right. Yeah. And so,
what does that mean about me? I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, when I say, when we, role played that night, remember, I ran a game.
Yes.
And, I did what I knew what to do, which was combat encounters. Mm-hmm. And you were like, "Wow, I've never, kind of experienced, combat like that." Cause I was like doing, kind of a not so linear, combat.
Yes. Audience, Buck is very good at varied combat and combat scenarios that are interesting. Novelty. You're good at the novelty, man.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because there's so many different layers, which is what I enjoyed, because this was a fight. Like, the fight had 3 stages.
Mm-hmm.
And there were waves of things that happened, and I'd never experienced that. And I'd been playing for probably 9 years at that point.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, this is really cool.
But so that was cool. And we bonded and everything like that. So, you cracked through that. So you oh, that was normal.
Hi,
Hi,
normal.
Normal's his kitty.
He's such a cute kitty.
Well, if with permission, we might post up a cute kitty picture.
Yeah.
Yes. I have many. Yeah, I've got a folder in my phone that's got like 300 pictures of just normal. So, yeah. So when I say that you and Z and Lena, for that matter, remember, there's a story with Bartis and Lena too, where Bartis intentionally let his guard down, which he never does. And, so, Lena's got her own thing going. So, whether involuntarily with you or voluntarily with Lena, you're special. Right. Mm-hmm. And so, when we all started role playing together, like, it was good. It was great. We had played like a year before Lena had joined. And
it was fun.
It was fun, right? But like, I guess the novelty in me really kicked in. But like, Lena just fit right in and added a synergy that really, it was like that because it's now become a 3-body problem, because we go from, me and Bartis, we're one. And then you and Z, you're one. And then Lena came in as the third. And that kind of created this synergy that is greater than the sum of its parts, that kind of really turned it up a notch in my mind.
Yeah, I feel like bringing in, what was interesting was we haven't talked about it as much, but like, we played a long time where it was just the 4 of us, where it was you and Bartis and me and Z. Mm-hmm. And then in the campaign that Bartis ran, Yvonne joined. Mm-hmm. And that brought a whole new dynamic, and it was really neat to have such a different kind of player at the table too. But then when Lena came, it was like something we didn't know we'd been missing, because we were all kind of like, oh, this is a really like safe space for us. I don't know. We're nervous about bringing somebody in after all this time. And then having all of us there, it just, something clicked. And then from that, it was just like this really magical thing that happened.
Right. And then also, I have never been in a group of role play preferred people like that before. Like the only time I got that was just me and Bartis, right? When we would do campaigns with just the 2 of us, right? Or maybe a couple other people every now and then, but they were, we had one other guy, Steve, that was, on our level, but everybody else is, not really.
Steve, we know you're listening.
Simon Zero. If you ever want to look him up, he's on. I'll plug him. He's on Bandcamp. He does like
cool.
synth. Yeah, he does cool like synth and stuff. So Simon Zero, if you want to look him up. Other than that, outside of him, it was just us, for a while. And, I wasn't that, it took a long time for me to, get my role play chops. I remember Bartis, I tried to run a game of Mage once, and I came in with like this character that like put like spheres on a table and said, these are the spheres of knowledge. And like, that's not how the magic system in Mage works at all. And Bartis had a very good laugh at my expense. But of course, I was like 14, so don't be too harsh in the comments.
Well, I think you've come a long way in your character creation since then.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And
please,
and
let's
also,
talk about Kayleen.
We need to hear everything about Kayleen, because I miss him.
So before.
How did you come up with him?
Yeah,
Right.
when did you come up with him?
Yeah.
Was it like right before or like way before?
No. Kayleen is vocally my magnus opus. Like, I spent like 2 years getting his voice down before I ever actually ran him. Like, I don't know if it was 2 years, but it felt like 2 years.
I mean, because in COVID time?
Yeah, because like I was wanting to get into voice acting. I had even done Stephen Bloom's voice acting thing for a year. I went through all of his content. I got the equipment, the mic and, all the, put sound treatment up on the walls. And I was getting really into it. And nothing really materialized. Because as my ADHD-ness, I just, kind of stopped losing lost my passion for it for a while. And, so I'd worked on Kayleen and, because with my ADHD-ness, it's hard for me to do consistent accents because the lack of muscle memory. Like, I can mimic very well. I could hear it and repeat it very well, but it's bringing that accent back up like later is hard for me. So,
no, but they're alive now.
Right.
Yeah,
and so this is Kayleen Nimno, your moderately friendly neighborhood archivist and artificer supreme with a specialty in alchemy. And so it took a long time. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Still flowing?
Oh,
right.
No, we don't make river jokes at River.
Wait, what did he say?
He said still flowing.
Oh, I did not get that.
Oh man, if we go full into these voices, we're just gonna RP forever because I miss them so much.
It's very natural for me to fall into that. Yes. So yes, yes, Kayleen, as you can see, it is a unique voice that takes a bit of work and a bit of consistency in how you deliver that, and certain things and certain pauses and certain vocal inflections are all part of the thing. And it just comes naturally to me after I put in the work.
Yeah, because you can slip into them really well now. But I remember in the beginning, both you and I were trying to figure out where our characters' voices sat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty fun because they had Mirth and Kayleen have a habit of talking past each other.
No, I talk directly at you, but you choose to, I don't know, dance around it.
All right, that's offensive.
Oh, what?
That's classist.
That's classist. All right, okay. No, I don't want to play.
Poor Mirth.
But yes.
Can you tell us about how Kayleen looks?
Right. Yes. So Kayleen is a gnome. He's a tall, lanky gnome, but his main stat, other than intelligence, of course, his main stat is a 20 intelligence, but his secondary stat is constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had an 18 constitution. So he had a very, lanky hardiness to him. He looked healthy and vibrant even for a 380-year-old gnome who was, entering the last century of his life. But he was as spry as ever, with this just orange hair, like not burnt at all, like a troll doll orange hair.
Yeah,
like
it's intense.
Yeah, and the very intense orange hair, with just a bit of a widow's peak, and like no glasses, and he wears kind of like a cowl, and then like very just very unassuming, unless he's in his Dragon Stunner cloak, right? Of course,
right. Our Dragon Stunner cloaks we haven't talked about.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But when he first started out, it was just very. He dresses for the region. He'll find the most common outfit in whatever areas he is in, and he'll dress like that. Basically, he just kind of assimilates.
Well, and he also wears lots of layers because he has his babies.
Yes, all of his little babies. Yeah. So Kayleen is me being able to go full on ADHD, just let myself loose and still be productive.
He's so productive.
But he's also like, so the babies are actually artificer
homunculuses.
Well, one's a homunculus,
right? One's a homunculus, right? So they are basically what he did was he made these spell focuses.
That's right.
But they were made out of a very, very exotic material, and a very, very Lantan artificer, which is this little island of artificers in the Forgotten Realms. And they specialized in, like being the artificer of artificers of the world. So me and Bartis decided that he had crafted this Lantan artificer tool set. And so this tool set basically could be a what are those all-in-one tools that you can get in the game, where it could be any tool
like
you
a
want.
Swiss Army knife?
A universal toolkit.
Sure.
Kind of thing. But basically enchanted in a way that they are like, can be like little programmable metal objects that you can basically craft into whatever little form that you want. And Kayleen picked like little woodland creatures. There's Elizabeth the snake. There is Charlie the cockroach. There is Rupert the frog, the tree frog. And then there is
your wasps.
Yeah, the three wasps.
Yes, the wasps. And that is Gary. Oh no, it's been so long, I've forgotten my baby's names.
I mean, should we pull a thing I did in the last episode and go get my notebook?
I can't believe I forgot.
I don't know, because I don't remember anything.
Right. Yeah. So, it's been so long since we played. I've forgotten their names. I feel sad now. Okay. So, then there's wasps, and then there's, later on we fought a tortoise. And so we got part of the tortoise shell so that I can make Bob, who was like this little mount. Right. Yeah. So I've got this little mount that I ride made of, ancient, dragon turtle shell.
Yeah, the best part about that mount, though, is that we used the domestic magic system, and we rolled so weirdly good and weirdly bad that he has perfect camouflage, which means even we can't find him.
Oh, I remember. I didn't find it in my book. It's Grant, Drew, and Paul are your wasps.
Grant, Drew, and Paul. Thank you. Yes, I can't believe I've forgotten that. Yeah.
And then you have Margot,
and then there's Charlotte, and Charlotte's the really special one. She's the healer,
spider,
right? And She has her basically venom pack full of concentrated healing potion, and then she has sinew that she can, stitch you up with. So basically she'll crawl into your wound and deliver locally the cure wounds potion that you need directly to the wound. And then as she's climbing out of your wound, she'll suture you up and sew you up.
Yeah. Adon refused to ever be healed by Charlotte. If we recall, we haven't talked about Adon yet. Adon is Yvonne's character. Adon is a dark elf, and she refused to be healed by the spider.
As yes, as someone who has refused Loth, I could completely understand her point of view.
Yep.
And what about Margot's your homunculus, right?
And
Yes,
then
the
there's
homunculus
Margot, the homunculus, which is a hummingbird. Yes.
Yes, we love Margot.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting the best one, according to him. All right, come on now. We fought Tinder.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. Ah, yes.
I remembered something.
My pseudo dragon. Oh,
George.
Goodness. George.
Yeah.
George, my pseudo dragon. Yes.
We got a fire essence from a greater fire essence from a fire dragon named Tinder, which is the best.
And during the fight, there were phases where you got to swipe left or swipe right. It was great.
Well, that's what the phases of the dragon fight, where her special abilities on her character sheet as a adversary were called swipe left, swipe right.
It was great
because Bartis is amazing.
Yeah, because Bartis is amazing like that. And then, of course, Kayleen, being the alchemist that he is, he had to be drug away, quit kicking. There's a point when Mirth was like, I'm so done carving up this dragon body. Can we please move on?
Yes, I did. In my defense, it had been 6 hours.
I made those really bad steaks.
6 hours is a long time to be around a lot of rotting meat.
Yeah, Mirth is a vegetarian.
Okay. He is. So what's really interesting about these characters, so now we're kind of establishing a few more of the characters. I love Kayleen. We both love Kayleen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kayleen was the only one who had high intelligence. I think Z's character also.
And me. River has decent intelligence too.
Oh, okay.
But I the dynamic was interesting because Mirth is dumb. We know this. Mm-hmm. But Mirth is very physically and emotionally intelligent, charismatically intelligent. He understands people. Really.
Yeah.
And so there was lots of really interesting things where for both River and Kayleen, Mirth would teach them people.
Yeah.
And they would try to teach him magic or meditation or things like that. And those were some of my favorite interactions because they were just such endearing conversations.
Yeah, because on both sides there's that very genuine naivete
mm-hmm.
of this is something I really don't understand, and you're an expert at it. Yep. But you're also trying to teach me in such a kind way.
Yeah,
those were really fun things to RP.
And then with Kayleen, it was just, he doesn't have time for people. He's got work to do. He has things he needs to get done, but he doesn't realize that, it takes a village, He thinks just him and Anatha could get everything done, and
his wife.
Yeah, Kayleen has a wife, and
she's really fucking cool.
Yeah, Anatha's so fucking cool.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was a really interesting dynamic with Mirth and Kayleen. Was like, I don't have time for people. People aren't important. And Mirth was like, what else is there if there's no people?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it was so cool because, like, the reason that Mirth can do that with Kayleen is because Kayleen recognized that at the time, the Finesse, right? At the time, Finesse the Blade was worth his time. And it had been a long time since somebody had been around him that was worth his time. And
that's right, because you were the first person I recruited.
And, well, Kayleen would say he recruited you.
I was so that's an interesting thing to talk about. We didn't talk about Bardis, was like how we started the game. He talked a little bit about how he started it with the carnival, and like the carnival appeared at the docks of Port Nyanzaru, and what he didn't talk about was how the lady that they were there with and Tazium spoke, and then they asked Mirth to go after a few people that they saw in the crowd. So yeah, Mirth spent the whole day like chatting up Zayd and Kayleen to try to convince them to come back to meet Tazium and his he always called her, I can never remember her name because Mirth's always like, my lady was her name, because she was their sponsor.
Correct. I never met her, so I don't know.
Yeah. So that's why we spent so much time in Port Nyanzaru. That's why we were like level 3 or 4 by the time we got to Fort Balarian. Yeah,
we were literally like gonna leave. We were at the bar, at the pub, like, getting ready to go the next day. And that's when River came in, the next session after that, because Kayleen actually sung a song.
Yes,
because at that time I really wanted to vocally challenge myself. So like I practiced every day at work, just singing my Kayleen's little heart out.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was at when we got to Fort Balarian. That was
right. Okay, that was Fort Balarian. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We because we didn't leave
before we got on the ship
into this fight to save Undril.
Yeah. Yes.
Because she like went with her crew and then got changed by this like because Bardis talked about it a little bit. It was like a rainbow wave of energy that we still don't know what happened, but like Mirth or Finesse at the time became more Rakshasa after that.
Oh, okay.
In appearance. And Rupert became more advanced in technology.
Yes, and had that cool little slot appear in him.
And then there were like a couple of other changes that happened, like Zayd's coin changed.
And, oh wow.
Like there were just like a lot of things about like it was like a different reality was happening.
Yeah.
And that's part of what got us to like leave, was to go figure out what was going on.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
We were also supposed to go get a suit of armor that we never got.
For you?
Like it was like this ancient like a robot essentially.
Like an animated suit of armor?
Yeah. And we just never went and got it because I died and we got scared of the forest.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. But but like Mirth rolled really well the first time he met Kayleen.
Right.
Like he I mean, what a great person to like Bardis did it right. What a great person to like recruit everybody.
Oh yeah. If Kayleen would have recruited everybody, nobody would have gone.
What? Nonsense.
No, but I really I love this character because he's so smart. He's
smarter than I am. Like
he's smarter than all of us. My God.
I don't know how. It's like I channel something from the ether when I play Kayleen.
I totally understand.
I think we all really like these. That's why I say they're alive. Like these characters really just came to life because there's so much in Mirth that I don't know where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of me in him, but there's a lot of it where I'm like, I don't know where this is. His brattiness and his like ability to be offended and like his ego and things like that. I don't got that. That's not mine.
Right. But yeah, Kayleen's ability to like, because Bartis is a very, intelligent person, like just in his own right. His ability to understand a magic system is leagues above what I could do. And so for me to channel Kayleen to a degree to where I'm, as Kayleen, breaking down Bartis's very complex magic system and basically teaching Mirth how to unlock that magical potential that he's always seen in Mirth. Mm-hmm. And so, because that's what the whole thing was like, it wasn't so much for Kayleen, it was always about finding out what the hell Mirth was all about. Like Kayleen knew. And then of course there was that chieftain woman who tricked Kayleen into doing something, or else they were going to execute this person that he had just met that day. Yes. And Kayleen ain't about being manipulated. And I hope one day
we're going to get her. Don't worry.
We're going to get her anyway. But yeah, other than that, those are the only two motivations. Find out what Mirth is all about, because there's something really special there.
I still don't know.
Right. And then later after that, and after, that, wanting to do it just because for the revenge. And then, eventually there was the, mystery. There was the mystery of the wave. But also, Z.
Yeah.
Z's relationship with the luck goddesses, right? And that started intriguing him. So eventually, and then how Key interacts with magic, and started getting interested in the river. So again, it's just my ADHD going from special interest to special interest to special interest. And And
but then you also got obsessed with our magical items. Like,
yes,
because you were like, you were definitely like, what is finesse? Something's different about finesse, because there is. But then I got L, and Adon got Shaylin.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And you were just like, please let me hold your
right.
Your
there was that
holy,
great. I loved that energy, that running gag that me and
well, I think you said also, I just want to point out, you said something like really interesting that I feel like is just how Kayleen works, of like, he wanted to figure out Mirth, right? Because like I feel like all he wants is to know how things work. He wants to know what's up with Mirth, like how Mirth works, and like his magic. He wants to know how the magic system, and like you as the player get to be like, how does this magic system in the world work through his eyes? How do all my babies work? He has all these layers, and then like he doesn't see his own layers about himself and some of those things.
He's so bad at seeing himself, but like Mirth could like see.
I know.
Mirth like knew who this man was like immediately. It's very interesting because everybody's like, it's such a balanced party.
Yes.
In terms of like where people's even if we have like overlapping skills, where people's intelligences and where people's interests and strengths and weaknesses lie.
Right. Mm-hmm. I remember when we had come up with Valentine slogans for our characters, and Kayleen's was, "You're one of the 12 things I'm constantly thinking about."
Oh my God. Yeah. That's truly his slogan.
Yeah. And mine was, "I'm here for all your needs."
Yeah. I don't remember what mine was. I have them written down. I can find it in a little bit.
I think you're stunning.
Yeah, that was it.
Or some shit like that. It
was something really sad. Well, obviously we could talk about Kayleen all day, but we want to ask you a few more questions about the campaign. But first,
a word from our characters.
Hey there! Welcome to Les's Library of Likes, where Les, that's me, talks about stuff I really like right now. This week, I wanted to talk about dice, something I always like, but specifically dice and jewelry from the Sunflower Emporium. I met them at a Ren fair a few years back. They're just lovely, absolutely lovely, and I got a few pairs of earrings from them that are made of some of the dice that they make, so you can like wear them on your body, as well as playing with them in your games. We love that. They do lots of colors, lots of different types of resin, lots of things encased in resin, different colors, different shadings and refracting the light, and just absolutely lovely company. Local, we love that too. And yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you later.
And we're back.
We're back. So we talked to Sorry, I maxed out the mic, but that was just too genuine of a laugh. So sorry. So yes, we are back, in fact. So now, Buck, do you have any favorite moments from the campaign? I know you just brought up the 12 things you're constantly thinking about. It's definitely a favorite for me. But 100%. Do you have any things that you really remember from any point of the campaign? It's totally fine. But
so I think the Tinder fight was
it's how we got our name.
I mean, there were stages, there were 3 phases that Tinder went through, and there were stage transitions, right? We fought in different parts of, places.
Of the layer.
Right, of the layer, made full use of the environment. We came up with cool ideas to make sure that we could all fly. Remember that? Where Margot had to do y'all had to do a little dance under Margot to make sure that you both got the flying ability mist that Margot does. And I just really, really love me a good fight. So extremely satisfying. And then we got our name, Dragon Stunners, from that fight.
Because River's dope-ass monk and stunned a dragon midair.
And then it fell to the ground.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, that's when River stunned the dragon, that was probably one of my favorite moments. Just that whole fight. Yeah.
I think one of the clutch moments in that fight, though, for me, I wasn't able to participate as much as I would have liked because I'm not very smart, and I set off a trap. I fell for an illusion and almost fell to my death. But it was one of the I had done it before because Mirth's got adrenaline baked into him. He is a carnival freak show performer, but it was grabbing Zayd.
Yes.
And dimension dooring blind as Tinder was flying away.
And guessing the number of feet. Because Bartis is you have to tell me how many fucking feet and in what direction exactly, because that's how they render.
But Mirth is physical.
Mm-hmm.
And Mirth was watching how fast it was moving and was like, I think it's this direction, this many feet.
We were all like calculating velocity and like doing physics and math.
And I was like, I think it's this many feet. And they were like, are you sure? And we appeared at Tinder's head.
Nice.
And Zayd killed
smited the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Because she was like almost dead and like fleeing, and we were like, fuck no. That was so cool.
But I never could have done it if you hadn't given me Fly at the beginning of that fight when I fell.
Because you would have died.
But it was a special kind of fly where I could only move 10 feet around.
Yes.
Yeah. It was very...
So Kayleen saved Mirth's life.
Took him out of the fight for a lot of it, and then put me in a position, because I had been diligently double moving whenever I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
To be within hand's reach of Zayd.
Yeah.
Such a cool fight.
Oh my god, I loved that fight. So I have so many pages of my journal of that fight. It was hours we played that day.
It was hours. Everybody was necessary for that fight.
And we stayed up like way too late that day. Do you have any other favorite moments besides that amazing session?
Yes. There was a just kind of slice of life day that we had in which I wrote down notes about how Kayleen was going to interact with everybody that day. And it was such a good character development day. I had made a little blink dog, but it was like a white wolf version of a blink dog, like a northern, version of a blink dog, like a little toy for Adon's child.
That's right.
I talked with Mirth about resonating and about how I think I finally figured out like how Mirth magic worked and why you were so sought after. I had a talk with River about how to basically expand the huge universe within yourself that I visited and saw, where you're basically orbiting this sun within yourself. Like your inner soul is this huge sun, and you've got this huge space of planets that surround the sun within your liminal space, right? And so I was like wanting to talk to you about how you can do like domain expansion, because I was really into Jujutsu Kaisen at the moment. And me and Lars kept going, you got to Jujutsu Kaisen it. You got to have that Jujutsu Kaisen moment. And so domain expansion, where basically you took that inner sun within you and expanded it out to your external world, and like basically trap people within your inner space in the physical world. And then I
used it later with Mirth, which was great.
Yeah, and that's when we got the famous line that just hurts my feelings, which is a Mirth-shaped hole.
Mirth-shaped hole.
He was like, you look at Mirth, and there's just this Mirth-shaped hole where Mirth's heart should be.
Oh. And then there was Zayd, and I had a conversation with him about making a luck potion. And he was like, wait a minute, you want to try to basically make a physical version of the Lady Luck's essence and try to ingest that as a luck potion? And I was like, yes, I think it'll work. Of course, I think this will work. And he goes, okay, you have fun with that. Basically his whole thing, because one of the things that Kayleen still doesn't know is how the hell his powers work.
No,
because
he also doesn't.
He doesn't know, and it's because the ladies fight over how his powers work.
He's the only paladin of luck, so they fight over him.
Yeah.
But that conversation is actually what started Mirth down the path of sorcerer.
Yes.
That was all one day. That was all.
I know, but I'm saying
life day.
That day was
Kayleen.
important to all of us, I think.
Yeah, it was a really important, because I remember you came in with like a list and you were like, Kayleen has stuff to do today. We were all
Kayleen
like,
has stuff to do today. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I had stuff that I wanted to talk about because I think that's when like I shared like the wall of shame that I have, with magical like memories that, because Mirth's trying to recover all his memories, but like that was really interesting because one of the things we haven't talked about is like towards the end game, we're all kind of diversifying a little bit.
Yes.
But that conversation with Kayleen was one of the like ones where they connected. Like Mirth really truly felt valued by Kayleen for the first time, one. And two, was very lost because everything with Tazium's bad.
Yeah.
Was like, this is the direction I need to go because I don't know what else to do. And is the whole reason that I needed to take Sorcerer because he started actually actively absorbing magic on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that resonance conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I totally, of course, I like now that you talk about it, I remember that day. It's been a long time.
But that's why River can do the
Yes. Oh, that's right. So I can
thing that we can do together.
Yes.
Now.
So oh my god. So River has an ability where he can like make an AoE, like an area of effect sunburst happen within 120 feet of himself. That causes like it's not a huge amount of damage, but it's a big area. It's like a 20-foot radius sphere. And because of that conversation with Kayleen, he could then like he learned how to throw his consciousness with the sphere so he could see different places. And then
I hate it so much. So, and then River made Mirth's worst nightmare come true and had Mirth be in the head of 10 different individuals at the same time.
I don't remember how we combined that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, so essentially we combined a spell that Mirth has to like, it's like psychic static or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Where he can like cause like psionic or psychic pain.
And so then we were like,
because of the buildup of magic in his own head, he just makes it like explode out like you wish a migraine would.
Yes, so then we could like together be in their minds.
Then we were literally in every enemy's mind on the battlefield at the same time, and Mirth can't stand to be in his own head. It's horrible. Any other character I had would have been fine, but Mirth was like, never again.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
But yeah, that only happened. That cool ass moment only happened because of that date with Kayleen talking to everybody.
Fully.
So yeah, I've never gotten to play a support character to that level before. So, this game, the Dragon's Centers, just transcends on so many levels. I became a smarter, more thoughtful, more focused when I needed to be person because I played Kayleen so consistently. And it really tempered my ADHD and kind of got me to a much more stable place, and gave me because again, I'd been playing every week for, almost 2 decades with a group that was just, it was there as a tool for camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
This was that, but it was so much more. It was therapy, right? Like, unlicensed therapy, loosely scripted, character growth.
We
as
really,
a person.
we really did. I feel like every single one of us grew, whether we liked it or not, from those interactions. Like I mean, we obviously know that like I wouldn't be where I am if not for this game.
No,
but it's so cool to hear that like you feel like just embodying Kayleen that often with this group, like, improved yourself too.
I hadn't had anything like that since me and Bartis again had played in high school, and I'd made Damien and Lucas, which were my first mages that I made when me and Bartis, I met Bartis, after I played mage, and he was like, yeah, I know about mage. And we both started playing together, and, we had role play rich characters then. As a matter of fact, Tazium is one of those characters. Tabby and Tazium were his mage characters, just like Damien and Lucas were my characters.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I hadn't got to really, embody a character since high school. So it was great. And then we went beyond that with Kayleen to a whole new level. And now I feel like I'm just a better TTRPG gamer all around and a better person because of this Dragon Centers campaign.
I agree.
Well, and you mentioned this earlier, but I think part of that is due to the concept of, like, you said Kayleen is like, you allow your ADHD to, like, run wild. Yes. So you actually let yourself feel it, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, experience it. And therefore it helps you actually be able to control the parts of it that you want to control or, like, manipulate to help yourself, like, function better. Just like with, I've been through that with depression of, like, you have to let yourself feel it so that you can, like, figure out, okay, where does this bleed too much that I don't want it to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. Now that you're saying this, like, listening to both of you talk about it, it's the same with the memory problems. Mm-hmm. I still have memory problems that are just as profound. I'm just so much more accepting of them, and I expect, like, the people around me, I trust them with my mind. And like, trust them with my mind and my heart. So I can look at you and be like, I don't remember what I was saying, and I know that you aren't going to make me feel like lesser human because of it.
No, and it's like, it's like what some of the stuff you're working with playing in, like, Quentin right now too, of, like, if he would just accept what's happening, or, like, be able to understand, like, feel what's going on with him, it wouldn't be fighting so bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, like, kind of parallel thing. But I love that, like, I feel like I probably had something like that too with River. I just can't think of it right now. I told
you today that you're so much more like River than you think you are.
Yeah, you did. And I was literally, like, no.
Like, I've been in so much pain in the last couple of days. Like, it's much more manageable. We're at a better dose and all that stuff. But, like, I've literally grown over an inch within the week, and I'm still growing. And so I've been cranky, and my memory's been terrible, and I haven't been able to focus. And she's just been so patient and just so, like, with gentle, very simple reminders of, like, grounding me of things River would say.
And here's the thing, though. Like, I am pretty sure, and Lena, you can correct me, but from what I remember, River was supposed to be a challenge for you, was supposed to be doing something different. But in doing that, you discovered that within yourself, and you grew as a person because you went outside of yourself to become someone else and to become that patient person. And then, self-fulfilling River, I guess,
Oh, we'll have to talk off mic too. I feel like we need to share some info with Buck about River for our upcoming project that we haven't shared, so we can share that off mic. But
yeah, this has been so good. Thank you for talking to us about Dragonstoners. We want to have you back and talk about other things. But this was such a great introduction, and we love Kayleen, and we love you so much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love you too, guys.
Yes, thank you so much for talking to us today, and we'll be back with what we're going to talk about in our next episodes. But first,
a word from our characters.
Love the show?
Of course you do. Want to learn more? I mean, who wouldn't? Well, you've come to the right bard. This is Mercutia's Market with your host, me, Mercutia Claudius Titania Banquo Ulysses Falstaff. And yes, I did make the name myself. If you have questions for your wonderful hosts or me or anyone else you've heard on the podcast, but mostly me, email us at queerdicerolls, that's ROLES, at obroris, that's OBRORIS, archives.com. If you wish, you can send these poor, tired queers the funds for their iced oat lattes through our Ko-fi, Queer Dice Rolls. Be sure to follow us on all your favorite platforms. If you'd like to peruse these or any other links, check out our link tree. This week, we want to thank Buck, but especially Kayleen, for having us be one of the 12 things he's constantly thinking about. You're gorgeous, and we love you. That's all for now, but I'll be back next week. Ta-ta! You've been listening to Queer Dice Rolls with Flynt and Lena.
What character has changed you?
Don't forget to send us a message on Instagram or Buzzsprout. We'd love to hear from you.
Our exploration of the Dragonstunners campaign will continue with our next guest, Z, and his character, Zaid.
We'll be back next week, but until then, take this inspiration die, just in case.
Bye, y'all.